What is up, guys? It is Christ, and we are back with another video. Welcome back to Progressive Thursday. Welcome back to another Dream Theater record. So this week, we are going to be diving into 4 new Dream Theater songs off of the Falling Into Infinity album. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing Burning My Soul, Hell's Kitchen, Lines in the Sand, and Take Away My Pain. Now, I did do a sort of a lyrical look over, so I know the gist of what each song is about. I don't know how much we're going to be talking about Lines in the Sand. I like to keep it neutral both ways, as a matter of fact, so I don't know if I'm going to be talking much about it. We'll cross that road when we come to it. But for now, we're going to be checking out and starting with Burning My Soul. So without further ado, let's go and get started. I do apologize for the last few weeks. I've been super sick, as well as there was a plumber and stuff. There was just a bunch of stuff that went wrong with the house, which is why I was not able to record. But we're making it up for it now. So let's get started. I like how it's starting with Mayung's bass. I believe Derek was the keyboardist on here, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Ooh, okay, alright. Ooh, I like that subtle keyboard thing that Derek is doing. Riffs are really nice too. Portnoy's drumming is awesome. Really enjoying the riffs on here so far. This is definitely heavier than the other ones I've heard. That's symbolic, green and red. I'll have to come back to that. I like the scale that Petrucci is doing as the lead play. It's pretty good. You can hear Mayung's bass really clear too, which is really nice. Ooh, okay. Oh, this is Derek. Okay. Haven't heard much of him doing this kind of stuff. All right. Ooh. Excellent solo by Derek. Holy crap. I have a hard time believing that's not Rudess. What an amazing solo. think he's doing 7/4 right here. Oh, okay. You don't hear much of that from The Breathe. It's so catchy. What an amazing song. That's definitely I'm hesitant to say because I really liked Peruvian Skies, but that one's gonna be tough to beat. Burning My Soul was really, really good. That has to be runner-up to Peruvian Skies, definitely. Really, really, really enjoyed that song. Let's get into a lyrical breakdown of it. Now, I didn't say it initially, but I did read all of the lyrics beforehand, and I also did go over sort of what the interpretation for them was. And so I do know roughly what this song is about, and I'll explain it right here. This song was actually, the lyrics were written by drummer Mike Portnoy. Burning My Soul talks about a man who is oppressed by someone who imposes his ideas on him. He says, Mike Portnoy could have written this in response to the record producers that, for the low success of Awake compared to Images and Words, imposed on the bands to do a more mainstream album, and Portnoy was against this idea. So this song could be autobiographical, which is interesting. It says that it's also the heaviest song on the record. It says that this is a doomy song, and unlike any of the other band songs, I disagree. There's quite a bit that actually have sort of this slower tempo. Like mainly on Train of Thought, you have As I Am and In the Name of God as well. There's probably some others that I can't think of right off the top of my head that are sort of like on the slower and more heavier side, but those are the two that stand out at the top of my head. So let's go over the lyrics and see like what they have to say. It says, a thorn in my side, a chip on my shoulder. So this is obviously talking about something that is bugging him that won't go away. I probably should bring this up so you guys can see it. The chill up my spine, can't get any colder. And you wonder why I can't smile. So this is obviously talk about someone, I'm assuming it's a record producer. When he's talking about can't get any colder, he's talking about the way that they treat him and that kind of thing. And you wonder why I can't smile. This is a knot in my gut, an ache on my back. In the heat of the moment, I'm knocked off the track. So it definitely seems like he's it's definitely talking about someone specific. I'm assuming, like this says, it was possibly a record producer, or it could be just someone who wronged him in general. He says, you drop the ball, I pick up the slack, and I apologize. I literally just woke up because I got something to do at 12, so I need to hurry up and get this out. It says, you drop the ball, I pick up the slack, and you ask me why my hair's gray. So he's getting obviously a lot of stress from this particular situation. It says, twisting, turning, losing all sense of yearning, living and learning, the pressure keeps on burning my soul. So it seems like he's sort of stressed out to the point where he feels like he's overwhelmed, I'm assuming. And here's something I saw that I wanted to come back to. It says, I say it's green, and then you tell me it's red. So this line is pretty interesting because green and red are both symbols of stop and go. For example, green is obviously go, and red is stop. So what he's saying is that here in this situation, he had something that was ready to go, and the producers possibly told him, no, it's not ready. I want you to work on this, or I want you to do something different, is essentially what this is saying. So it's interesting that he used the words green and red here. He says, keep your thoughts and ideas locked inside of your head. We've got someone who can think for you instead. And he sounds just like the last one. Now, this is interesting. This sort of reminds me of a situation we had where, what song was it? Was it Hollow Years, where they had someone else come in? No, it wasn't Hollow Years. It may have been New Millennium. Or New, not You, Not Me. Yeah, it was You, Not Me. Let's look and see what it said here. So this is kind of reminds me of what was said in You, Not Me. It's the first song that Dream Theater wrote with someone that is not in the band. It was written by Desmond Child. So this is possibly a diss song too. This is possibly like a shot at the record label because of what they had done, which is pretty interesting. So when it's talking about we've got someone who can think for you instead, and he sounds just like the last one. Obviously, when he's talking about the ideas the band has. Now, what is it referring to when he says when he sounds just like the last one? That's what I would like to know. Is it talking about Kevin, or is it talking about someone else in particular? That's what I would like to know. Or possibly it could be about a pop artist that sounds just like every other pop artist, or something like that. Some sort of mainstream artist that sounds like everybody else is potentially what this could be talking about. Excuse me. It says, responsible thinkers throw caution to the wind, but I find myself speaking from within. So I'm not sure what this line is particularly about, but let's go on. He says, I can't live my life walking on eggshells to stay on your good side. That's pretty interesting. I would say that we got the pretty much the gist of the message. It's definitely a shot about someone in particular that had possibly wronged him, which is pretty interesting. I thought that was definitely a really good song. Definitely has a pretty good sort of story behind it, or backstory. Now, Hell's Kitchen is kind of an interesting track. It says here, Hell's Kitchen was originally an instrumental section of Burning My Soul, but became a track of its own, which is kind of interesting. So there could be some themes from Burning My Soul in this song, which I would be definitely interested to find out. So I guess without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Hell's Kitchen. I think that's actually a note structure that was used in Burning My Soul. What time signature is this? I don't think it's 3/4. It could be. This is actually what I've gotten a request for a lot, so I'm pretty excited. What an amazing solo to start this off with. All right, all right. Love the harmonizing right here. Portnoy's drumming actually sounds really good here too. Aw, dang, I was hoping that was going... That was a good one. Just as I was really starting to get into that, it ended. That was a really good song. Hell's Kitchen, I see why people wanted me to check it out now. Hell's Kitchen was definitely a really, really good instrumental. I wish, I definitely want to check out Burning My Soul live, where they do the full 8-minute one. I think that would be really awesome to see. And it sounds like it bleeds directly into the next one, which is Lines in the Sand, but we're going to talk about this one. I didn't hear too much of Derek in this one. I did hear a lot of Mayung, Portnoy, as well as Petrucci, obviously. I thought that Petrucci's guitar playing in this was definitely the best that I've heard on the record so far. I really enjoyed his solos that he was doing on there. I didn't hear a Derek solo unless it was just really cleverly disguised, because there had been times where on this record the keyboard had fooled me. I thought that the solo in, I think it was Burning My Soul, was a Petrucci solo, but it was actually a Derek solo. I heard like that, just a hint of keyboard. I'm like, okay, well that's obviously keyboard. But I didn't hear any of that in this one, so unless it was really cleverly done, I'm thinking it was all Rudess. I mean, not Rudess. Petrucci, I apologize if I said Rudess at all during this. It's obviously Derek, not Rudess. But I really thoroughly enjoyed this song. This is definitely probably one of the favorites that I've heard in terms of instrumentals. It was definitely a really good song. So now, here's the controversial one. Really, so... Well, they could be controversial. So we'll talk about it first. We'll do a very neutral stance on it in the beginning, talk about sort of what it means, and then I'll judge afterwards if I want to go into the lyrical breakdown. So it says, written by guitarist John Petrucci, Lines in the Sand talks about Christians who miss the point of their faith, get preoccupied with salvation, and become filled with hate for those who don't conform as a result, which any Christian knows isn't the point of their belief. This last part is probably just a person's opinion. As for the tone, Lines in the Sand is more progressive compared to the whole album, which is interesting because they said the same thing about one of the first ones on the record. It says, most of the lyrics here are sang by King X's Doug Pinnick. Who is King X? That's what I want to know. So yeah, that is what this one is about. I will decide later on if it's something I'm going to get into or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, so it must bleed directly into it. I'll probably just keep the lyrics up on screen so you guys can at least see them. Kind of an interesting start to it. I didn't expect Derek to start this one. I figured because it's Petrucci would have started it. Okay, alright. I would say the last half of the record is probably the best half. Alright, alright. Derek is a really underrated keyboardist. Holy crap. Ooh. This may end up being my favorite. This is really, really good. Interesting. Ooh, I like that harmonizing. That sounds good. Petrucci's riffs are also really killer on this song. Derek is kind of taking a backseat approach to this one. Sounds pretty good though, I really like it. Ooh, hello. Mae-young is so amazing, but they don't use him enough. Oh, it sounds so good. I think that's Mae-young. Yeah, that's definitely him. Ooh, he's serenading my soul right now. Ooh. No, that's actually Petrucci. I hear the bass in the background. Ah. I was about to say, that's some of the best I've ever heard Mae-young do. That's not him. Still, Mae-young's awesome. Almost sounds like a Count of Tuscany right there. Okay, this is the best solo that I've heard on the record. That's funny. I gotta admit, this is probably my favorite song on the record so far. I said that about Burning in My Soul, and I think it was Peruvian Skies, but this one's got a beat. Alright, here's some Derek. I like the harmonics that Myung did. We're going to be going over this line right here, definitely. I think I'm going to talk about it. I don't know how much, though. Holy crap, what an amazing song. That's my favorite. That was an awesome song. Uh, Man, that was such a good Dream Theater song. I gotta admit, like the first part of the record, I wasn't really digging. There was like two songs on the first like thing that I really loved above everything else. But man, every single song this week has just been amazing. Burning My Soul, Hell's Kitchen, and then finally Lines in the Sand. Well, not finally, because we still got one more to do. Have been absolutely amazing. I have loved every single song that I've heard so far. Um, this one definitely takes the cake though. Lines in the Sand is so far the favorite one that I've heard. Next one, I'm kind of uh, trying to procrastinate on it because it looks like it's going to be a sad one and I may tear up. It's about, I believe, John Petrucci's father, but we're talking about Lines in the Sand right now. So what do I think about this song? Well, I've talked about it on this channel before, but I never make a habit of talking about it because that's not what I want to be defined by. I've talked about my sort of religious views on this channel before. I am a Christian, so that's just not something I like to advertise because I don't want people to get the wrong opinion on what this channel is. This channel is first and foremost is about music reviews. I stay neutral on every topic, including ones that pertain to my own views. So that's something that I will always continue to do. But this song, there's some things that I just sort of want to say about it. I'm not really going to go full into lyrical breakdown. But a lot of times when people get wronged by the church, what they don't realize is that those people that have wronged them were not living by their book. The first and foremost, the message that Jesus taught was about being humble. And when people get prideful and get a holier than thou sort of view or mindset, that in and of itself is not at all what Jesus taught. And so that's what a lot that this song is talking about, is about people that have that particular mindset that have wronged people. And so that's just really the only thing I wanted to go over. I'm not going to go full into lyrical breakdown. Like I said, I like to keep it neutral, but I know I didn't really keep it neutral in this one. But there's some sort of things that I wanted to add to it in what he was saying. And also, when this line down here, sometimes a view from sinless eyes centers our perspective and pacifies our cries. That particular line is talking about people that have the holier than thou mindset that just don't see other people's struggles that they're dealing with, and they think that that their mindset is automatically better than everybody else's because of the views that they have, and that's totally not what their faith is supposed to be about. And if they were to pick up their book, they would realize. Okay, what just happened? I'm going to quickly go over the past, I guess, 5 minutes in case that happened, because apparently my mic was muted and I didn't realize it. Number one, what did I think of the song? I thought the song was absolutely amazing. I thought that the lyrics definitely made a whole lot of sense. And I definitely agree with it. I talked about my sort of faith views. I am a Christian. I thought that the song itself definitely raised a lot of valid points that a lot of people in the church seem to miss, and that a lot of times the reason people walk away is because of those particular people. And I also talked about how the mindset that they have is actually prideful in nature and not at all what Jesus had taught. That's sort of like the gist of what I had said. I said that I thought the music was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed Petrucci's Guitar playing, I enjoyed his solos. I enjoyed the drumming. I enjoyed the bass playing. I enjoyed both of the singers, as a matter of fact. So that's just, I didn't want to go back in and edit this, so I just wanted to quickly gloss over it. I saw that like the mic wasn't picking it up. Overall, absolutely amazing song. It is easily my favorite that I've heard so far off of this record. So, without further ado, we are going to be checking out Take Away My Pain. Now, this is one that is, I think, based off of Another Day by, off of Images and Words. At least that's what it says here. I'm going to bring this up so you guys can see it. So it says, the 8th track of Dream Theater's 1997 album, Falling Into Infinity. Written by guitarist John Petrucci, Take Away My Pain depicts his grief following the death of his father due to cancer. It can be considered a follow-up to Another Day from Images and Words, which was still written about him when he was still alive, which is pretty sad. So, kind of reluctant to do this one, but ultimately we do have to do it. I don't really like getting emotional, especially on camera. It's happened a couple times. I try not to let that happen. But it may. We'll see. Without further ado, let's get started. That's sad.
I was sitting on the edge of his bed, staring at the headlines on the paper. He said, look at poor Gene Kelly. I guess he won't be singing in the rain. You can take away my heroes. Can you take away my pain? Take away my pain. Leave the cold outside. Please don't let it rain. Don't stumble on my pride.
Oh man, I don't want to tear up, but I think it might have happened.
Take away my pain. I'm not frightened anymore. Just stay with me tonight. I'm tired of this fight. Soon I'll be knocking at your door. She was standing by the edge of his bed, staring at the message on the faces. He said, what else can you do, babe? I guess I won't be coming home again. They just took away all my promises. Make them take away my pain. Take away my pain. Leave the cold outside. Please don't let it rain. Don't stumble on my pride. Take away my pain. I'm not frightened anymore. Just stay with me tonight. I'm tired of this fight. Soon I'll be knocking at your door. His final scene, the actor bows, and all those years are gone somehow. The crowd applauds, the curtain falls. noticed my reflection in the waves. Then I saw you looking back at me, and I knew that for a moment you were calling out my name. You took away my hero. Will you take away my pain? Take away my pain. Let the cold inside. It's time to let it rain. There's nothing left to hide. Take away my pain. I'm not frightened anymore. I'm learning to survive without you in my life till you come knocking at my door.
Man, that was such a sad song. I didn't cry, but I was like this close. Man, that final chorus almost got me. I don't even know what to say. There's the only person whose death that really affected me was my great grandmother's, and a lot of this is very, very, very similar to the experience that I had. I haven't really had to deal with a lot of death in my family, but I know that time is coming, and I know that it's going to hurt when it does come. But a lot of this is sort of the things that I had to go through with my great grandmother. And a lot of times what people don't realize, whether you're religious or not, that pain, that process is there so that you can heal from the death of losing a loved one. To quote one of my favorite songs by Dee Snider, it says, what does it say? Hold on, I'm actually going to look this up because I want to not misquote it. To not, so that I don't misquote it, I'm going to like actually read what it says. So it says, death leaves a sorrow no one can heal. And then it says, love leaves a memory no one can steal. This is one of my favorite quotes. I actually want to get this as a tattoo. But so that's sort of like what came to mind when he was talking about, you can take away my heroes, can you take away my pain? Well, that pain is going to be there for anybody, whether you are religious or not. That pain is the process that we all have to go through so that we can heal and eventually move on from a loved one's death. And obviously, we'll never forget the memories that we had with it. I can't even talk about this. This is getting emotional. But the pain is there for a reason. And so it's just so sad seeing his account for what happened when his father was dying. And a lot of it is similar to my great-grandmother, which is why it hit so close to home. Very, very, very beautiful song, but also very, very sad and haunting song. This was definitely one of the favorites, but in a completely different way. Music wasn't too complex, but then again, this was not at all about the music. This was about the message and what he was trying to share, the grieving process that he was going through. And what finally got me is he realized that he had to go through this pain. He said, it's a variation on the chorus. He says, take away my pain, leave the cold outside, please don't let it rain, don't stumble on my pride. And then he finally says, take away my pain, let the cold inside. It's time to let it rain. There's nothing left to hide. I'm learning to survive without you in my life till you come knocking at my door. Man, I can't even talk about this. This is so sad. Such a good song, but also at the same time such a sad, sad, sad song. In the future, I'm glad I didn't cry, but in the future when I'm listening to this song, I'm pretty sure I will. I was trying to fight it too, which is also another reason why I didn't end up doing it. But yeah, man, what a beautiful song, but also a really sad song. Guys, that is going to be all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a like button and drop a comment, as well as subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It really does help. It helps us get pushed further up into the algorithms and helps more people see the videos. It really helps. So I'm glad that you guys could experience this with me. Definitely an absolute roller coaster, from Burning My Soul to Hell's Kitchen to Lines of the Sand to this song. Man, what a beautiful record. I didn't expect to like the record as much as I am, especially with the first few songs that I checked out. Hollow Years, I think, was really good, as well as Peruvian Skies. I don't remember what I thought of New Millennium and the other song. What was it called? You Not Me. I haven't really checked out those two, but I have listened to Peruvian Skies and Hollow Years more. I really like those songs. But yeah, so next week we're going to be finishing up the album reaction, as well as doing... I want some live requests for these songs. Specifically, if they've done Take Away My Pain, I want to see that one. If they've done Lines in the Sand, I want to see that one. And if they've done Peruvian Skies, I actually have already a link for that one. So those three I do want to check out. I don't know if we're going to be checking them out in the same video, but I'm thinking I may just do like a short live stream afterwards watching them. I don't know. We'll see. So just keep your books open for like 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time next week. We may be able to do something. I'm not sure. Because I want to check out some of the live songs from this particular record, but I don't want to do it like in the same video because it's already going to be like almost an hour. So with that out of the way, we will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.